Howdy, buds. Howdy, Firelord Zuko. Getting ready to stream some Summit der Langrisser. Whichever season this is, season 13. Top 16, Jayden Nelson. Soon to be Apex Arena season 15 champion, Jayden Nelson. Top of the pack. Versus MeowSensei, the sensei of all the meows. Players are just checking whether I'm ready or not. I'll let them know that I'm actually currently physically streaming as we speak. And then there's only one thing left to do. Oh, hi! That's me. Actually, no, that's me. That's you. So, let's get some mic clunking pre-stream pour on the go. Shall we? And let's not dump this all over my keyboard. Gotta get every last drop. Okay, they're just working out. Meow's friends list is full. So, Meow is going to have to figure out someone to eliminate from his friends list before he gets eliminated from this tournament by Jayden Nelson. Rice Crew, welcome to the chat. Good to have you along. All ready for another week, another stream. Summit der Langrisser are keeping me awfully busy. I haven't even had a chance to stream Carrion again for my spooky Halloween fest since I've been basically just doing a lot of tournament matches instead. Whenever I get a moment to stream, it's to pop on and pick up a match. Let me know in the chat if you think I should delete messages when people come on and talk about their other streams. I'm getting a sneaky preview from the Discord. I have a feeling that this match is going to take place on Floating Courtyard. So I take that to mean that Meow has discovered someone to erase from his friends list. And there we go! We're here right in time, right for the start of the duel this time. So we've got MeowSensei as player 1, Jayden Nelson as player 2, getting things started in game 1 on the Floating Courtyard. Jayden Nelson opting for the AO ban, allowing MeowSensei to go ahead and pick up a Rosenseal, and then surely enough a tank later on. Meow is going to be reacting to that ban line by preemptively banning Jayden Nelson's Grenshiel. Grenshiel, obviously a very good first choice against what is probably going to be a tank and Rosenseal box. But even better on the sky map, because she can fly. So it just makes her a little bit more effective. A little bit easier for her to get in. Jayden Nelson instead going to go ahead and pick up that first pick Oboro, who is kind of like the other main anti-turtle or anti-tank pick. Does mean that Jayden is going to want to be able to stall long enough to get his Oboro transformed. The other thing is, though, this is a good map for Oboro. It makes it a little bit trickier for the opponent to get in on the Oboro while he's transforming, just because of terrain limitations, but also after he transforms, he gets to basically own the map, as he's a flying unit as well. So we're going to see how MeowSensei plans on dealing with that against Jayden here. Meow just using this turn to pick up his tank of choice, since one Lightbringer was banned. Meant that he had to pick a tank here, basically, or risk having the rest of them all banned out. Jayden Nelson, for his part, running a similar style of box, so with the 3 tanks. If he wants to get a tank, he's going to want to pick one up this turn. And then we will probably see Meow then focus on getting the Rosen Seal out. That way, although he will have to deal with a tank, he won't have to deal with the Rosen Seal boosted tank. If that's his line. We'll find out soon enough. Okay, so Jayden banning out a couple of the threats that can take care of his Oboro, namely Meow's own Oboro and Kyra. Meow still has a few assassins in here. So McLean, a strong pick, D-Heart, a strong pick, Lostum, strong pick. Lostum and D-Heart are both buffed by the Freya as well. Okay, so Jayden's just going to preemptively go ahead and pick that Rosen Seal, leaving his tanks up for bannage. And yeah, Meow does go ahead and bite there. I think that's actually pretty decent. This lets Jayden Nelson now focus the rest of his pick ban on DPS if he wants to stall Meow out that way. Meow has a little bit of a slower comp already to begin with, so as long as Jayden only has to worry about slowing down a couple of Meow's DPS from getting to Oboro, he can have all of his other DPS work on starting to initiate trades and then bring Oboro in for reinforcements when the time comes. He can also just go ahead and bring guard on that poly. No reason not to, actually. One reason not to might be if Meow gets the rest of his assassins as the rest of his DPS picks, because then at that point you're not really guarding against anything anyway. Polly, obviously, against a Rosen is not going to be dealing with, or not going to be benefiting from RNG stuns, so she will be there mostly for damage, probably guard, and tiles to help the rest of Jayden's DPS get into the mix. Banning out the McLean, I think, is pretty smart, just because he is one of those weapons on this map that can really slow down your team. There's only a couple lanes, and as long as he can keep his water up, it can slow down your approach, which is very annoying. Not as annoying, I guess, if you've got something like a Leon to help clear the tiles away, but Lostum doesn't have as easy a time zipping in over the water tiles on this map because there's just not as much stuff to grab onto that he can make use of, at least. Okay, so Meow is getting the Leon, not really bothering with guard ignores at this point, so he may be figuring that if Polly does bring her guard skill, he's just going to destroy her. No real reason to circumvent. Now, let's see who Jayden picks up last here. Again, I don't think Lostum is necessarily great on this map, but that said, he would have been kind of Jayden's only real guard ignore until the Oboro gets into the mix. But with the comp that Jayden Nelson has here, with Polyol, AO, and Sagni, he could opt to basically try to AoE through Rosen Seal stacks, to chew the stacks down enough and get a couple sneaky debuffs through that way. If he doesn't opt to go that way in terms of skills on Sagni, he could also just go with the traditional double single target skills that people usually bring on him when they're facing Rosen Seal, so either his Ice skill and Holy Word, or what's his other? Does he have... Well, I guess he wouldn't need... I think he has, like, Wind Cutter, but he wouldn't really need it against Meow's comp here. So if he's going to go single target, it'll probably be his Ice skill and Holy Word. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how Jayden Nelson's strategy here pans out in terms of just blasting damage on MeowSensei. Meow has a little bit of a more normal comp that you would more normally see so far this season, where he can kind of move up with his tank, keep everyone fairly safe with that Rosen Seal healing and debuff immunity. And yeah, try to get a pick with his multiple DPS. I'll be interested in seeing Freya in action, Meow's Freya. I've seen a few Freyas this season, including my own Freya, and she's an interesting tank because she can counterkill, she can reflectively counterkill. The problem with mine is that she doesn't survive super well, so it really depends on who she's expected to go up against, I guess. So she brings the Guardian Infantry, which is a smart move against these mages, her primary threat. Leon has just brought Shiv and the Scramble, so Meow may opt to gamble on the Scramble. Not a super amount of gambling involved, really, because, yeah, sure enough, we have the guard skill on this Poly. So if the Poly is proving difficult to deal with for Meow's team, he may get a beneficial Scramble out of that Leon and find someone exposed. Yeah, so we do have primarily single target focused skills on these mages. Reinforcements on the Oboro. Oboro's not going to have a faction buff, and he has no Act Again here to speed up his transformation, so he's going to need to spend the entire 4 terms in meditation. Meow's Rosen Seal goes with the 3C, just to help keep up some more group healing. I guess in case he thought he was going to have to deal with more of an AoE bombardment. At this point, though, he's really just going to have to worry about keeping this Freya alive from, like, a multiple mage combo. Probably take my watch off because I keep smashing it on my desk when I go to get a drink, which is precipitously noisy. So Meow is going to spend the next couple turns moving ahead. He's not super worried about any of his units being caught by a guard ignore, simply because Jayden Nelson doesn't have that option available to him yet. I would expect him to be as aggressive as his Freya and Rosen Seal moving up allows him to be, because he's going to want to open up Jayden's position and start killing units if he can. Jayden with the Dragon class Oboro here. 16,000 HP. Catches a breeze on Sag here. Jayden may still be disincentivized to really move up and take advantage of that breeze with Sag, just because he might be a juicy target for D-Heart. That said, if he gets an owl planted somewhere in the mix here, like, this map is nice and central, so all he basically needs to do is get Owl in the mix and he can start peppering this Freya with those single target skills. Yeah, Sam is liking Meow's team. I think I agree with you, Sam. He definitely has a bit more of one of those traditional looking teams where you can see what all the pieces are and you basically know what his win con is. Jayden has to do a little bit more work to keep his team together here and also to get that Oboro into the action. So getting a breeze on this D-Heart, unless Jayden chokes up this hallway, that will allow this D-Heart to get in, basically to make an attempt on whoever his primary target is here. I honestly think Meow is going to want to focus on taking out this Oboro if it's left exposed. Yeah, exactly, Sam. LW Gaming, Dragon Oboro is, I think Lancer might be a little bit tougher to enchant. Dragon's a pretty good all-round Oboro. You can build some pretty strong defensive Oboros. Honestly, even now with Oboro, I think I probably see like 50-50 Lancer and Dragon. Okay, Meow just getting poised for that strike. No need to launch the Leon yet. We saw that a preemptive Leon launch, I think in the last stream or the stream before, where someone went in for the scramble and didn't have any follow-up left, so basically the opponent was just able to recover and the scramble didn't avail them of anything. Yeah, so now, no real rush right now. Meow doesn't have to worry about recriminations or serious recriminations from Jayden right now. I mean, Jayden could combo a couple of these single target spells, like both of these mages, maybe even take out this Freya this turn. Meow does have Rose and Seal to come in and heal the damage from this first attack. So we'll see how much damage... Oh yeah, Freya, totally fine from that. She'll get some Rose and Seal healing, and then I wouldn't be super worried about AO one-shotting her. And then Meow is basically poised for the start of next turn. He's got this Leon Scramble at the ready. He also has a Breezed D-Heart at the ready to go in. And then, of course, Zerida can teleport into whomever. So let's see what kind of damage this AO is going to do first of all. Hey, Zaf, welcome to the stream. Just checking out some tournament action, some Summit der Langrisser, Apex. This is the top 16, both really good players. Okay, wow, that AO actually is able to finish off the Freya. So that puts the pressure on Meow to start pulling all the triggers that he's got now, because Jayden has these weapons who are still loaded up and ready to one-shot unguarded Meow units. So if Meow is going to be able to get into the mix with his 3 units, get some kills, put some serious damage out there, that's going to be the way he stays in this now. Nice, that was my next question, Zaf, is if you were still playing. I know you went on a couple extended breaks, but then you came back, and I wasn't sure if now was currently one of those breaks or one of those playing mode sessions. Alright, let's see what this scramble looks like, my friends. Not a great scramble, to be perfectly honest. Everyone is still clustered around. You know, if Meow had someone up here in this corner, that might have been better. So AO should one-shot this Leon here. Fairly easily. Yeah. Yeah, and not only that, but she was able to get back to a position here that blocks the Oboro from getting assassinated, too. So Meow down to just the D-Heart and the Zerida. Casual mode, I like it, Zaf. That's the way to go, to be honest. So I guess in a pinch, D-Heart could just open up. Well then, I mean, Jayden can then fill that hole. I was gonna say D-Heart could, like, kill the first AO life and move here to allow Zerida to teleport in. But D-Heart's not going to stun anything thanks to Rosenstack, so even if he does move here, Sagni probably just kills him. That's a beat-up Sagni, though. Okay, he's going to go with Zerida first. Okay, Polly will get her revive there. She was immune to the revive disable, thanks to the Rosenseal stacks. So we can see that second pick Rosenseal is, I don't want to say coming in clutch, but she's definitely doing her work here, putting the pressure on Meow, not letting him take advantage of any of these little, like, spare tools in the toolkit that these DPS bring to the table. So no revive disable from Zerida, no stun from D-Heart. Yeah, it's kind of like what I was saying at the start of the stream, Sam, is I don't know if it's just because my Freya's not up to snuff with these super good players, but I find my Freya dies to stuff, and I'm like, this is my tank, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, Jero's point is right, that she wasn't really stacked up, or her soldiers certainly weren't really stacked up. Kind of one downside of Rosenseal's AoE healing, I guess. But it's still a lot of damage to put out, I guess. But I mean, that's why AO is AO. She's a monster. So I guess this D-Heart kind of can come in now. Could finish the poly now that it doesn't have to worry about recriminations from this Sagni. That gives Zerida at least one turn of a Zeraball. The other thing, though, that Meow has to worry about now is that this Oboro could just transform, starting now. There's, I mean, if he wants another stack just for more boosts, he could hold off till the next turn. But there's no guard to worry about anymore. So that Oboro could just jump into the action now. And finish this Zerida off before she can get a revive off that Zeraball. We may actually see that happen. Unbuffed Zerida can be pretty squishy, so it might be a good opportunity for this Oboro to just finish her off now. Not have to worry about this Zeraball juggling. Yeah. Meow doesn't want to see the rest of that. I wouldn't have minded seeing the rest of that, but that's not what we're here for. Let's go ahead and get started with Game 2. Most likely going to see Meow as player 1 again, but we'll get a new map. And we'll see what the players opt for from their side boxes. So we're going to be on Cavern of Light this time. Meow may side in some more aggressive picks, knowing that he's going to be player 1 here. For the first game, it was a coin flip, so he wasn't sure which player he was going to be. Had a bit of a safe kind of all-purpose box. Still tailored to Meow sensibilities, I guess. But we may see him sub in, for example, I know he likes his Omega. Although against Jayden's box here, I don't really think Omega would be the best pick anyway, so he may decide to leave him in the box. We'll see. We'll see what these players are going to do. Always like when we see lots of this planning time go by during the sidebox phase, because yeah, you know some interesting stuff is happening. Okay, so both players bringing up their Waithams, but notably Meow bringing up Kirky, Autocrato, Clotaire, Lucretia and Annie, and Polyol, so potentially going for a little bit more of a nasty rush strategy if Jayden's going to allow it. First picks the Clotaire against a banned Rosenseal. Very interesting. So yeah, we are gonna see Meow go for the jumpage. Who else does he want to bring in with this Clotaire? He obviously needs someone to follow up. So like Leon's a good choice. Waitham actually a good choice to follow up with the Clotaire. Polyol as well. I've been surprised by a Kirkia before. Okay, Jayden Nelson banning the more obvious choices of the Polyol and the Z2, who can just jump in whenever she wants anyway. And picking up AO, which could help slow down Meow's units, not let them all get in. The Waitham not really a good target for the AO, because if Clotaire runs all the way in and... yeah, I mean... Waitham should be able to pop to an injured unit. Well, I mean, I guess if he's slowed down, he'll only be able to get so far before he can, like, put his sword down and get in. Ah, thanks, Jero. Yeah, I really like this one. It's one of my favorite shirts. It's super comfortable. Like, it's not a really thick, like, hoodie material. It's just kind of like a nice spring and fall jersey. But it's perfect for, like, I'm in a Canadian basement studio right now, so it gets a little nipply here in the evenings, so it's perfect to just chuck on for stuff like that. Tiago, welcome to the stream. Banana time. Good to see ya. Is it indeed banana time now? I mean, I guess it is now that you're here. Yeah, Zaf, I am on pretty much the opposite part of Canada as you. It's 7:30 here, so make of that what you will. Honestly, I think the most exciting part of this game so far for me is going to be seeing who Jayden locks down with this AO and how Meow gets around it to try to keep his rush alive for the first turn. I mean, we know what Clotair's intentions are. Meow's going to be able to pull the trigger on one of these rush units before Jayden can put the chains down. Yeah, Montreal is probably a 10 or 11 hour drive west from me. So I'm pretty east. Okay, and we're gonna get to see Kirkia. This is already an awesome Summit der Langrisser game. The first 3 picks all from the backup box, you love to see it. Not like Meow had many options that weren't from the backup box, to be honest. Okay, and Jayden just going with a counter pick Polyol into this potential rush. I think that's another smart pick. Jayden's got a really mean, sneakily mean team here. Because Polly can reach pretty far, and against this team, she's going to be able to stun someone. Maybe multiple someones. Banning out the Sagni there was smart, because that is another one of those kind of reachy DPS units that would be able to throw a wrench into Meow's plans. Zaf, I am technically bilingual. I'm originally from New Brunswick, which is the only officially bilingual province in Canada. Most people don't realize that. They just automatically think Quebec. But Quebec is one official language, and that's French. So New Brunswick, yeah, right there in the heart of Acadie, they do English and French. Although there's a lot of cultural tensions there, obviously. So, I mean, I'm technically bilingual, but my spoken French, I haven't spoken it in so long. It's atrocious. Straw, I don't want to offend an entire nation and culture of people by attempting to speak. I can understand spoken French very easily, and I can read and write in French. But the old vocal cords are just so rusty that my spoken French is pretty bad. I've been to Germany a couple times, Sam, but my German is worse than my French is. I think I know like 3 words. Okay, Meow gonna finish up rounding out his lineup with a Lucretia and an Autocrato. Jayden just with another rush killer here in McLean. So, I mean, Jayden, this is really how you pick like a trade or counter DPS comp versus rush. You've got AO there to do some lock and down shenanigans. Grenchiel even can do some lock and down shenanigans. Polly definitely getting a stun here somewhere. McLean can throw tiles around, preferably not on top of his Polly tiles, but that's going to slow something down. Yeah, Rice Crew, Meow knew what he was doing. When he brought these from the backup box, he wanted to play a certain way, and he's going to play that way. It makes sense, right? Like, if you bring a bunch of units from the backup box and then don't pick them, it's like, why did you side them in to begin with? Unless it's just to eat bans. But Jayden was not very interested in banning out these units. I really just want to see what Kirkia is going to do in this match. Check the old Discord over here for any comments. Don't want anyone there to feel left out on the chat commentary. I mean, Meow's a smart player. I'll give Meow credit. He's a smart player. If this were me, or most, like, gold tier apes, I'd probably just be charging these units in and attempting to blow their respective loads with little eye to strategy, and then getting counter-picked off by these strong units. But we shall see. We shall see what Meow has in store with his intelligent strategic brain. I don't think we're going to have any real surprises on the skill selections here. So yeah, going ham with the Clotaire first thing. Doesn't want to waste the opportunity. This should hit everyone, yes. Not too bad. That's going to shut off Polly's revive. I don't think that affects Awaken One's revive, because not really a revive. But let's see how Jayden deals with this. Really, this Lightbringer is his only healer. And she can hit the Clotaire from here with Discipline. But he may want to AO first, just to slow down the rest of this nonsense. That said, Watham is tucked away in the back here. Lucretia brought a single target spell, so she's not full AoE. Probably expecting to have to clean something up. And then Kirkia doing her usual Kirky thing. Let's see, Zaf. Let's see if that holds true. Clotaire's an interesting character. He seems to be one of those units that you can either have lots of success with, or he just ends up being totally dead. I think he's very interesting as a sidebox pick. But I ran him, not last season, but the season before. I ran basically like a full AoE rush team, kind of like what Meow sided in here, with Clotaire and Polyol and a couple other units like that, and mainly just to get used to a different playing style. Like, I didn't have any more or less success than I normally do in Apex, which isn't, not a lot of success, but it was fun, it was different. Alright, so who are we going to lock down? Yeah, we're locking down the Kirkia and the Watham. Taking care of the Clotaire. And then locking down everyone else. And unfortunately, that is Meow's turn 1 basically accounted for. So the rest of these units are going to have to kind of slowly chug up. And, I mean, they do have the benefit of Jayden's team not having much in the way of heals. So by the time those chains wear down and Meow does get into the mix enough for these units to start reaching, Jayden's team should still be hurt. Yeah, exactly, Jero. That's pretty much going to be Jayden's MO for now, is bog the game down enough for him to get back on stable footing. Got some delicious Cherry Coke Zero on the go. Never really been a Cherry Coke man. Never really been a cherry man, period. But I gotta say, I figured if I'm drinking like 0-calorie pop, it's gonna taste funky anyway. Might as well take that opportunity of funky taste and pop to try the cherry version, since I'm not gonna know like what it's supposed to taste like to begin with. Jayden can spread the units. Yeah, Jayden's gonna want to spread the units. Okay, Meow gonna take his time. Doesn't want to kind of ape in too much now that he's not going to be following up on all that AoE damage, so he wants to keep his units at least a little bit safe. So we have a breeze. Not gonna matter, that's gonna wear off when the chains wear off. But we have, what's this, 8 bonus range on this Kirkia? On like a 3 range AoE? Oh, that's a straight line AoE, right? It's too much counting. The turn changes before I can count like how far it can actually reach. So we do have the Golem up front here, giving us the possibility for swapping Lucresa closer to the action, I guess. Ham is now unchained, so he'll potentially be able to make something happen. As predicted, Jayden spreading out a bit here to hopefully reduce the impact of whatever Meow has cooking for him. But spread or not spread, I mean, okay, I talked about him having no healers. The McLean is probably on Bonnet, she's probably on Bonnet, so they'll be able to kind of heal themselves up a little bit more than where they're at right now. The AO can die, like she'll come back. Ash, thumbs up before I take off for 16 hours of work, have a nice day. Wow, that's a lot of work. Thanks for the thumbs up, and here's a thumbs up right back at you for working way too hard, apparently. Good luck. Okay, Polyol also getting into position here to be ready. To put the screws to Meow's advance once again. We shall see. Yeah, Meow has a couple options. Here comes that Kirky line. Instantly erases the Polyol, who has no revive right now. And that also throws some Watham stacks around, so Watham is going to be able to jump in. That Kirkia, that's a nasty... Look at that. This is where Polyol was. Here's where Kirkia is. Dead. Quite a move. Stuff like that you see a play like that and you're like, yeah, I'm gonna build that unit. Alright, I still... I think I give Meow the edge after that little exchange. Jayden Nelson also getting perilously low on backup time as well. So if this gets a few more turns deep, he's going to have to be thinking pretty quick. Okay, this Watham is coming in for the teleport. Remember, he brought AoE as well, so let's see what he's going to do. He may also just want to try to straight out kill this Grenshiel. McLean has his revive back, he's on water. Yeah, he is going for the Grenshiel kill, fairly easy. Sword, a nice easy target for the Awakened one to unclone herself, though, if she dies and needs to pick up a kill to revert back to a full-powered AO. Oh, never mind. No sense leaving it there. Jayden's just going to go ahead and use it as a healing stick. Kill it with Lightbringer to get the Discipline and Gift of Eternal Life healing. That's fine. I mean, she's still fully buffed and she's got her 3C, so she can probably just kill the Watham now. Well, let's see if Lucretia is going to actually kill her with Heaven's Sanction here. Oh, so close, but doesn't get the kill. Wow. Yeah, 1000 HP and 800 HP. So that's ham down, and then we should see some more chains come out. This should be a dead Lucretia, and she's way too far away from the Golem to get a revive. Maybe Jayden doesn't go for it, because this looks like probably a counter-killed... Yeah, that McLean was going to get counter-killed for sure if he tried that. So this is the thing I don't necessarily like about the ST on Lucretia. Like, if she had Black Hole here, she could do a little bit more mopping up on this turn. Take advantage of this being super far away from the Golem. Just chuck out another AoE while you can. Autocrato still far enough away that getting him in there to do something is a little bit awkward. Alright, Lucretia just gonna move back, live to fight another day, and get close enough to her revive. Also picks up a interesting revive, or not revive, breeze on this Autocrato. So that's enough to get Autocrato into the action. He's going to be able to reach... Well, he'll be able to AoE whoever he wants. Is it worth just picking this AO off if she's going to pick up her revive instantly at the start of next turn? B-Guy, that's a good point. Pretty huge if not stole. Potentially stole. Jayden Nelson now officially on no backup time, so every time it's his turn, he's getting giant 15-second countdown debuff. Lucretia has Mass Attack, Holy Sanction, Heaven Sanction, and Dark Reaper. Currently only Reaper and Mass Attack are up. Okay, Auto. McLean is sitting on his first life right now. Still got his heal buff. Unless it doesn't get stole till the end of this Spirit Boots move. Yeah, B-Guy's right. Killing the AO there was a super trap. Because she comes back with all her skills, she just swaps, gets her faction buff, and then uses her 3C AoE to kill whoever she wants and get her full powered revive back. She would only have minus 30% all stats for like 1 second until she got her full revive back. Which we may see happening here. The Autocrato proving to be quite sturdy. Now this is interesting. Alright, let's see what this AO can do. Okay, here comes the self-faction buff. Is she going to 3C Kirkia? I mean, I guess... And there is the full-powered AO, ready and back in action. Full stats. Little breeze as well, just for icing on the cake. Luke with skills down. Otto just with the sword dance. Sword dance, not quite enough juice to finish off that McLean. McLean... probably going to take fixed damage, though. I think if McLean moved first... Yeah, I mean, I guess that's a good point. He just gets his revive anyway. Poor Lucretia sitting here with no skills against a McLean and a tank. This is not going to end well. Well, Meow sticking in there. Uh-oh. This is it. And that's 2-0 in favor of Jayden Nelson. So, the game 2 was a really interesting one. Game 1 was kind of like, you know, a standard, like, meta box matchup on the goddamn Sky map. Game 2, much more interesting because Meow picked one of those kind of classic rush teams that look so scary if you're not prepared for them. Jayden Nelson, though, knew exactly what he was doing and counterpicked a really great, like, counter rush DPS team, which you love to see in action. So seeing that game play out, some good moves from both sides as well. I think that's a good one for players who are interested in playing that style or playing against that style, to go ahead and watch this match and kind of try to figure out like where each player did the right thing or did the wrong thing. So yeah, thanks for coming out. That's, I guess it ends up being kind of a quick one. Yeah, almost an hour for these matches. So congratulations to Jayden Nelson on advancing to what will be the top 8. Congratulations to MeowSensei as well for making it as far as you did. Thanks very much to both players for giving us very entertaining matches. And thanks to all of you in the chat for, except for Invoker, I don't want anyone acting like a jackass in the chat, so, like, don't call each other names. It's just not cool. At least on this stream, you can go do that somewhere else. But thanks to everyone for coming out and catching the stream and supporting the channel. I will see you either for the next Summit der Langrisser match, or probably for whenever I resume my Carrion playthrough, which may be tomorrow, if there's no Summit der Langrisser matches to play or to watch at that time. We'll find out! Catch you then. Happy Langrissing, everyone.